Hey, Sandro! Hey, Sandro!
Hey, what do you want?
It's us. We're in New York.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to do a podcast because I'm running out of money.
Oh no.
We need to make more money because you know what? There's two things in life that matter: podcasts and money. So we got to record this podcast. What podcast do you want to do? What are we gonna talk about?
I want to talk about the state of people just leaving their rubbish on the streets here in New York.
I think that's just hard rubbish.
We could do one about the rats. All the rats.
The rats. Oh, the rats in New York. There's so many rats in New York. Oh my God. They eat all the pizza. They take the big slices of pizza, they eat them up. That's why we have so many rats, because of the pizza.
I'm very confused. I'm questioning a lot of things right now, because you're obviously from New York.
Yeah, I'm obviously from New York.
I don't know where I am. My voice is just vaguely American, and I can't remember where I come from.
Yeah, look, you're from the out west, all right? You grew up on a farm, but you moved to New York. And I'm your New Yorker friend.
Right.
And now we're going to do a podcast about a New Yorker. Do you like my New York accent?
Look, it's alright.
It won't be grating for the rest of the podcast if I just do it continuously.
Nah, maybe stop. This is probably your worst intro.
Thank you. No, my worst intro was with Ben.
That was pretty bad.
Ben, my boy.
What is this? What are we doing?
Whatever it is, I'm sure you're going to cut it somewhere. Anyway, welcome to Oldie, Goodie. My co-host is Sandro. I'm Zach. We're doing a podcast about a New Yorker movie. What's the movie called, Sandro? What's it all about? What's the things? How you doing?
In the reverse order. I'm fine. The movie's about why you shouldn't take vacations, and the movie is called Stranger Than Paradise.
Nice. I like how you did that. Yeah. I like how you flipped it in reverse.
I flipped it around. Also, we're reviewing movies from 1984 in the order they came out in. And we're in the weird season of the 80s. We're doing weird movies.
What did you think?
Yeah, this was really good.
Yeah?
I really liked it. I mean, I didn't realize when you picked it last week, but I'm a big fan of this director. I've seen probably about 30% of his films. I like pretty much all of them. I like he films stuff like it's a documentary. And sure, that style can get annoying for certain people, like the 5 seconds of black in between every single scene. But
I found that very amusing, to be honest, because it was so, different from every... Nowadays, you have cut, and it's instant, and it's bam. You're gonna have action, go, next. This one, it's like, take a sip of beer, 5 seconds of silence, take another sip of beer, 5 seconds of... Then, slowly fade out to the next scene.
Yes. Also, because every scene is just one shot as well. So whenever you cut to blackness, that's just because it's the end of that one shot scene, then you go to the next one shot scene, and it's just that for 90 minutes.
Yeah, which was interesting. I found it a bit more relaxing.
Yeah.
The nice slow pace compared to all these action, and it's quick, and it's like go, and you don't have time to sip your drink or anything. It's just action.
It's non-stop.
That's good for my millennial mind, which has a 5-second attention span. Because if you leave those 5 seconds, I'm gone. I'm over the other side of the room eating Cheetos out of the bowl. But
yeah, okay. That's an interesting choice.
What, you don't like Cheetos?
It depends which ones. Are they flaming hot?
Absolutely.
All right, look, I'm on board for that.
You don't eat the other Cheetos. The other Cheetos are for those normies. They're garbage. I'm a millennial.
Yeah.
I need things either spicy, so spicy, in fact, that they can kill me. That's what I'm after. I'm looking to die.
Yeah, all right. Just to feel anything.
Yeah, to feel...
Just want to feel something.
Describes how I'm mental. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why I love me some spicy food. But this takes a nice slower pace, which is way different from modern films.
Yes.
And I felt that relaxing. But, that being said, I didn't enjoy this film as much as I think you did.
Yeah, I thought this was very good.
Yeah.
I'd also I was just laughing pretty much non-stop. I thought this was very funny from beginning to end.
Yeah, it was. I had a good chuckle. I had a good chuckle now and again. I was like, this is funny. Definitely the best character was the sidekick. because they were so tropey. They were like, oh, I don't want to sleep on the makeshift bed. Come on, guys. Come on. Don't make. Come on.
I'm gonna go to the dog races. Mate. Let's go to the dog races.
I have a good feeling about the dog races. I have a good feeling about these dog races. Yeah. Just throughout the movie, he was the most tropey, silly character, and I actually, I quite enjoyed that. Look, I enjoyed it a lot. On the other hand, I had to wait a while. You see, I paused for like 5 seconds because that's how long it takes to get to every second scene.
That is what happens. Also, this film doesn't have a plot. I mean, it does. It's got characters and the characters do things, but the story is...
I feel like there could have been a little more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more.
I liked the lack of plot, but also, it could make this episode very difficult to do.
Yeah, it's interesting because I liked it because it was so different from like everything we've done. Literally everything. But at the same time, not all things that are different are good.
Sure. Sometimes different can be bad.
Yep.
Or sometimes it can be your other option for this week. Do you like that?
Ooh.
Do you like that? Do you like that?
That was a good segue.
Ooh.
Speaking of, what is it?
Yeah, the other film that came out this week in 1984 is called Teachers, a satire about a high school student who gets... about a high school teacher who gets sued by a former student. Look.
Yep.
Definitely more of a normal film for us to do.
It would have been interesting to go from child suing parents to get a divorce to go to teacher... student suing teacher for reasons.
Yeah.
But that would have been doing two similar movies back to back. Probably would have gotten bored. I think this was cool. I think this was a cool movie to do.
Hell yeah. It is written, directed, edited, produced by this guy called Jim Jarmusch, who, this is his second movie, but his first... I guess, studio release. Yeah, he makes a lot of these, like, dry, deadpan sort of stuff. The first one I saw from him was called Patterson, with Adam Driver, the guy that plays Kylo Ren.
Oh.
It's him as a poet. And it's like a week of his life, and every day is pretty much the same. So you're just watching him go to work, do the same thing, get the bus, come back home, but, like, one thing different happens every day. Like, he'll go to the lake, and he'll talk to someone.
Wow, that sounds interesting. I like Kylo Ren boy.
He's good. He's good.
What's that movie that he did? The one where he played like in the KKK, the black man in the KKK.
Oh, Black Klansman. Yeah, that's good.
Black Klansman. Yeah, that's fantastic. I loved him in that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a great movie.
There's also a zombie film he did with that guy as well, and Bill Murray last year called The Dead Don't Die. I saw that in the theaters with Ben. It was pretty fun.
How did that one go as a dry pan sort of movie?
It was very strange.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Just watch it, because I don't know how to explain that movie. And also, the entire film is like an allegory for like global warming or something. It kind of works. It's probably my least favorite from the director I've seen, but it kind of works.
Interesting.
They're driving in a car, and the song "The Dead Don't Die" starts playing, and Adam Driver's like, "What's this song?" And Bill Murray says, "It's the theme song."
Nice.
It's very good. It's very good.
Sounds like I would enjoy that slightly more than I enjoyed this film.
You probably will. He did a sad film with Bill Murray as well called Broken Flowers, which is really good. He did a western with Johnny Depp that I really want to see called Dead Man. Haven't seen that one. And he did a movie which is very much up your alley because it's called Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai.
That was not the ending of that sentence I was expecting. Wow, that sounds awesome.
Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai.
Way of the Samurai.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I want to see a ghost dog with a katana in its mouth just freaking chop a dude in half.
It sounds great. It sounds
amazing. Sounds like every movie he's done would be better than the movie I've watched.
No, not true. His first one, which came before this, isn't very good.
Okay.
But also that was like a student film. Technically, the first act of this movie is a short film that he released 2 years earlier that he then turned into a proper movie. So the first half hour with just the cousin visiting in New York, that was its own thing for like ages.
Ah, right. Now that makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the cast, We've got John Lurie as Willie, who is, I guess, the main character. He's from another film the director did, by Down by Law, which looks really good. I think that's Ben's favourite. I haven't seen that one, though. He's also one of the founding members of a jazz group called the Lounge Lizards.
That's a great name.
Yeah. And in the 90s, he had his own TV show where he went fishing with famous people.
Hell yeah.
Gonna have to watch that.
Let's go fishing with Trump. I want to go fishing with Trump. It's like, I'm the best fisher. I fish all the fish better than anyone else at all.
And this guy's just there going, hey, but I'm just from New York. I don't know anything.
I'm just from New York.
I want to go to the dog race. It's the wrong character.
I want to go to the dog races after this fishing, whatever, boring. I want to go to the dog race. I got a good feeling about the dog race.
Exactly.
I got a good feeling.
Speaking of the dog races, the guy that wants to go to the dog races, his name is Eddie. He's played by Richard Edson. He plays Spike in that Super Mario Brothers movie that we will not... Well, one day we might do an episode on it.
I hope not.
Oof, that film.
Is that really his claim to fame?
Yeah.
It's a big oof.
He was Spike.
Oof.
At first I thought they were the same person, but I guess because they just have the same nose. Like when he first showed up, I went, wait, is that the same actor?
Yeah, no, they look really similar, which is interesting. Yeah. Because all New Yorkers look the same. It's just how they're produced. You see, there's a big factory full of rats, where New Yorkers are made. That's why sometimes New Yorkers come out with their face half gnawed off. It's because of the rats. They get into the defects.
I was going to say it's because of the all the toxic material that they're eating in their pizzas all the time. It's making them all look the same.
Well, the pizza's made from the trash that's left on the streets, so that would make sense.
Of course.
Seeing as there's so much trash.
We've never been to New York, and I feel like we should stop bagging it, but also...
No. You see, all the New Yorkers, they left. Like 5 minutes into the podcast. So now we're free. We've got a free range of comedy.
Great.
They're too busy bashing on themselves. They're like, they've got to fight over the trash piles.
Because who gets the trash gets the cash. To go and make pizzas.
Buy a pizza. Hell yeah.
And then they marry a rat? Is that the...
Hey, look, if you find the best rats, you toppings on the pizzas. That's bonus.
The ratteroni, am I right? Delicious.
That's the New York version of Ratatouille. Ratteroni.
I was going to say pepperoni, but yeah, ratteroni. Yeah, it's also yeah, that's good. It's good.
Yeah. No. So the New York version it's a pizza, like a rat makes a pizza, but the rat dies at the very end.
Right. You're talking about the rat version of the movie Ratatouille.
Yeah, the movie Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratteroni, the sequel cousin that no one...
that no one wanted.
No. So playing Eva is Esther Ballant, who did a lot of experimental theatre before this movie, which was her first ever movie. She went on to do a bunch of other comedies, has also released a bunch of albums as a singer and a violinist. So she's very well established.
Violin, eh? That's a good instrument.
96% on Rotten Tomatoes, audience score of 88%, which is very high. I thought it would be much lower than that. It won the Camera d'Or at Cannes, which is an award for Best Debut Movie. Won awards at like pretty much every single film festival under the sun as well.
Yeah, which is really interesting.
I think because this was like the first of this sort of movie. Because like it was so fresh and different. Like the style of making a documentary movie like this.
Yeah, very new. Again, that's what I'm saying. This movie's different in so many aspects, and it feels very fresh in that way, which was nice and refreshing. I don't know if this is his best movie. I'd probably like more of his other movies.
It's not his best. No.
Yeah, that's a lot of what the review says. It wasn't his best, but it was still really good.
Yeah.
And I'll say that. I'll say it was very, very fresh, and it was quite refreshing to watch. I don't know if I would watch it again, but it was very, very fresh.
Maybe in 5 years, I'll show this to someone.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Like, there's a lot of movies like that where I'll say I'll probably never watch this again, and then like 10 years later, I come back and I was like, oh yeah, I have no idea what this is. let's watch this. Oh yeah, I remember.
I've seen this before. Except now the fact that you have seen it is documented on the internet. So if you do that, you will look like an idiot.
Oh no!
Because they'll find proof.
No, not that. Anything but that. I've never looked like an idiot before in my life. How could that ever happen to me?
It's not
Name one time I've looked stupid on this show.
One time. How many episodes do we have? This is episode 92. So probably only 91 of those episodes. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's
The odds are still in your favor.
Again, I've never looked like an idiot in my life.
How much do you think this cost? Not how much it made, how much did it cost?
It cost $2. Because he used his own apartment.
Yeah.
And his friends and his own recording equipment. He owned everything.
All right.
$2 was a coffee for the sausage place. So that they were allowed to record there because it was like, can we record it? It's like, you gotta buy something. All right, I'll get a coffee.
Buy a coffee.
Sure.
Well, it cost 100,000, but look, you're close. You're closer than you would be if you guessed $1 million.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. I knew it was going to cost very little, but I was
this
like...
is micro budget.
He uses Arnie's house, his own Arnie, it was blah, blah, blah.
I think that was... Because the auntie isn't an actor.
No.
So maybe it was a relation.
Hey, look, it makes sense. Look, or a relation of an actor. Look, they were very good. The auntie was great.
The auntie's excellent. Yeah. What a
the
great
auntie. Was top 10 aunties that we've watched. We need to make a top 10 list and put that number 1.
I don't even know what else would be on there. What do you think this made, though? Off a $100,000 budget, what do you think it made?
$100,000 budget is still a lot, to be honest.
Yeah. He would have gotten, like, grants and stuff, I think.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah.
Still, that's more than I suspected this film cost, to be honest. Like, they actually had a budget, which is impressive. Well done.
$100,000, that's like a bloody regular season of Home and Away, am I right?
Oh,
local reference.
Home and Away. Oh, I'm Australian. I've watched that show before. I haven't.
I've never seen it.
What is that show? What happens? I have no fucking...
They're at the beach, and sometimes they die.
What?
Sometimes the actor becomes famous and they've got to kill the actor off. Sometimes Margot Robbie is on it and they're like, oh, you're Harley Quinn now. Going to kill you off because you're too famous. We can't afford you. We've only got $100,000 budget.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because we're Home and Away and we have no fucking budget. Right. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll say $3 million.
Oh, you were so close.
Do I go up or down, Sandro? Whoa.
I'm not going to say.
4,000.
Oh, you went in the wrong direction.
2.5 mil.
Yes, 2.5 mil.
That's really decent.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Enough money to fund another movie, which probably made more than that. So that's how.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Now I don't know how we're gonna do this synopsis, but let's do it.
Hell yeah. I'm just gonna go rants on things.
Yeah.
As they come up.
Okay.
We'll just talk about them. What happens first, Sandro?
First is the font. First is the font. We should talk about the font.
Oh yeah, the font. It was a font.
It was blocky.
It was what you could afford with 100,000.
Yeah.
That's your movie budget.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not expecting better. It's fine.
It was okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Again, it's better than Speed. Speed's the worst font. I will never forgive that movie. Speed.
I think you mean best font.
No, don't make your font zoom. Ugh.
Graphics. Zoom. Because it's Speed, Sandro. So the font has to speed.
No good.
I love Speed's font.
Don't
Speed's
like it.
font will go down in history as one of the best.
All I'm saying is that imagine if the font for this zoomed onto the screen with a big old screech.
That wouldn't make any sense. Because this is not a movie about speed.
It is a movie about driving cars, though.
That is true. If the movie was called, like, Road Trip, then I'd be like, yeah.
Imagine if this movie was called Road Trip.
It would... look, would it not make sense?
Yeah, but I would instantly think negative things when seeing that.
Where's the road trip? Why is the road trip start? I don't understand.
Oh, the music was pretty cool. I liked the music. It was like Pink Panther music.
Yeah, it was interesting. So, is this where the budget went?
I don't know. Wait, I think the music's probably done by what's his face's a jazz group. It's probably his stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's good music, so good on him.
Part 1 of this movie is Willie's cousin Ava is coming to visit from Hungary. She's moving in with her aunt, but her aunt is sick and in hospital for 10 days. So she has to stay at Willie's house. I think it's the first time we see her. She's walking across the street carrying a tape recorder that's playing music. And instantly I went, ooh, you're not going to like that. Because that's obviously one of your biggest hatreds. People playing music on the streets out of their phones and stuff.
Fun fact. You're right.
Yeah.
I wrote down, what the fuck is this lady doing? And look, back then maybe that's okay. Nowadays, if you're doing that... But this lady, with not even a boombox, she's just got like a recording device. Somehow managing to be a public menace, number one.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It is a bit... but the song she's playing is pretty good, though. It's a pretty good song, so... Yeah,
it is a good song.
I don't mind. Although Willie, not a fan.
There is a key point here. She's not on public transport.
No, because they couldn't afford to film on public transport.
Exactly. And on the footpath is way better than public transport. Because you know what happens then? I step 2 steps faster than normal and get the fuck away from you.
And walk away.
But at least I'm not stuck in a metal tube for an hour listening to your garbage.
Exactly.
Even if your garbage is my preferred type of music, I don't want to hear it blasted in a metal tube.
So that was pretty fun. In general, the style of this movie, like the clothing, it was pretty different. Again, a lot of fedoras.
Oh yeah, remember when fedoras weren't, for incels only? It was good. I used to wear fedoras all the time. I don't anymore.
No, it's bad image now. Don't do it.
Yeah, people go, oh, you're like an internet milady person. You're an incel. And I'm like...
Well, yes, but I don't want to tell you that by wearing a hat.
Yeah, no, I don't want to admit that I want to be able to just write on forums. I don't want people to know who I really am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll be back soon. The fedoras are due a return.
Oh, I can't wait.
So they're just both spending time in the apartment. It's half an hour of them hanging out. There's one conversation that I thought was really good where he's eating a TV dinner and she's like, where does that meat come from? Oh, I guess it comes from a cow. Comes from a cow. It doesn't even look like meat. Yeah, well, that's what we eat here in America.
Boom. Got him.
That's just good.
Yeah.
Because, there aren't jokes, but there are very funny conversations.
Yeah. It's not like hey, here's a joke, here's the setup, here's the punchline.
That does happen once, and it's probably the most unfunniest 30 seconds of the film, though.
What is that one?
The joke part?
Oh, right. Yeah, but the whole point of that is he fails.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not...
It's very good.
The funny part is how bad he tells that joke.
Another good moment is he's trying to teach her sports, and it goes on for 30 seconds, and then there's silence, and then she just says, I think this game is really stupid.
Yeah, he's trying to explain, okay, so the quarterback, he's the general... of the, I don't know sports either. Whoever's in the front, he's he tries to explain it, and she's like, what about when they're on defense? And he's like, what, the quarterback? No, that's not how that works. And then the silence, and she's like, this game sucks.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good moment. Another good moment was when she's like, I want to vacuum, and he's like, you don't just say you want to vacuum, that's too formal. You say, I'm going to go choke the alligator.
Which, okay, if you came up to me and went, I'm going to choke the alligator, I'd think something way different. You'd have to explain yourself, sir, because why did you just tell me that? Don't tell me that. I don't want to know. look, you do you on your free time, but I don't want to know that. And then you'd be like, no, I'm just vacuuming, and I'll be like, oh, I thought you meant something completely different.
So this is a saying, choking the alligator is a saying that originated from this movie. It means tricking a foreigner to think that this is a real saying being used in like whatever country you're at.
Hell yeah. Which is, I thought, very funny.
Anyway, there's like his friend Eddie comes over, and Eddie's like, from New York. I'm Eddie. I'm a New Yorkin dude.
Oh yeah, I'm from New York. Man, I have most of the punchlines as my character development. What are you up to? Oh, hey, pretty lady. Didn't know you had a lady here.
Hey.
I want to bone down. I mean...
Bro down. We're bros. This is when we're introduced to the fact that Willie and Eddie go off to the races.
That's what they do. They do a little bit of gambling. Like a bit of betting.
Yeah. They make bets.
They do it often. They like to be a little flippant with their money.
We never see it, but I like that we didn't see it. I thought it was good. We see everything from her perspective, kind of. So that was very cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
There's a really nice bonding moment where she goes to the shops. She comes home and she's got all this stuff. And she bought him a TV dinner. And he's like, oh, you know what? You bought me a TV dinner? I think you're alright.
Hey, that's what they say. A way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's true. If you buy me food, I don't know. You'll be my best friend for life.
Are you actively asking people to simp for you right now?
Absolutely.
Oh,
look,
no.
There's a negative connotation on simping, but if someone simps for me, best friends for life. If you're gonna feed me, I'm not gonna stop this. Hell yeah.
You want a simp daddy?
Oh, absolutely. Call me Simp Daddy. That's my rapper name.
Okay, great.
Simp Daddy. Buy my food.
That's your one hit single. Your one hit single is Simp Daddy is just buy me food.
Yes. Title, buy me food.
Great. The YouTube commenters are gonna hate this episode. They're gonna be like, stop making jokes.
Absolutely not. That's the whole fucking point, you baboons.
This is a comedy podcast.
Unlike this movie, we gotta make active jokes. Otherwise, our listeners, all millennials, will lose interest.
They are all millennials. He buys her a dress and she's like, this sucks. So when she leaves to catch a bus, she just puts it in the bin.
Yeah, which is amazing because then later on he's like, hey, did you see the dress I got her? To his friend. He's like, yeah, I saw the dress you got her. Yeah, it's real great.
Yeah, because Eddie sees her throwing it in the bin. Eddie sees it throwing her, yeah, which is good.
It's a good time.
I love that, though, that she just throws away. She isn't like, I'll sell it later. She's just like, nope, in the bin.
I mean, who's gonna buy it? It's bad.
Yeah. And I think this is where we get the scene where Willie and Eddie, with her now having left to go to stay with the aunt, they're in the place and they crack open a couple tinnies and they just drink for like 10 to 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah. They're just sitting there drinking a beer. And because they're not talking, they're just sitting there drinking a beer. No one wants to break the silence.
Nope.
It's classic. It's like an actual relationship. It's good time.
Yeah, it feels like real people. Real people.
Which is nice.
Were the actors good enough to portray real people?
Yeah. No, they felt real.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the main two, the cousins, they felt more real because...
Because Eddie was just there doing jokes?
Yeah, he's the punchline of a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a bit less realistic, but I think they felt real. Which is cool.
Yeah.
It definitely felt a bit student filmy to me. I don't know if you got that vibe.
Yeah, I mean...
Obviously this is his second film, so...
It's quite low budget, and I think the black and white nature does make it feel like a student film as well, because most student films try to hide their budget by being black and white as well, so...
Yeah, exactly. And, the acting wasn't incredible.
No.
But it wasn't the worst acting I've seen, which is honestly a detriment to most of the movies we've seen, not a compliment to this movie.
Yeah. Like Warrior and the Sorceress, comparing these two. It's like...
Yeah, exactly. Those movies had worse acting and way bigger budgets, I feel. But anyway.
We cut to part 2 of the movie. Part 2 of the movie, and we see, the two guys are doing a bit of gambling in this guy's house.
But something's a little fishy here, Sandro. Something's a little, it's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not all right.
Yeah.
Because one of the guys is like, hey, wait a minute. Every 5 hands, exactly. Specifically when your friend deals, you win. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a little fishy? I'm not saying you're cheating at all. I would never say that you're cheating. You're cheating.
Get out.
Give me my money back, you pieces of shit. And they're like, what? What?
I've never seen this guy before in my life, man. So like,
yeah, I love that line. I've never seen this guy in my life. Oh my god.
yeah.
We're in New York. I'll never cheat. How dare you? How dare you accuse me of cheating? How dare you, sir?
Yeah, because probably not a great way to cheat. If you're going to be cheating at cards, that's probably the worst. Like, every round, maybe throw a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, it seems like...
They might not be very good at this.
Yeah, no. But they've gotten away with it so far, and I guess because they were, they're just a bunch of lowlifes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't really respect him enough to try any smart,
I liked when they're leaving the guy, like there's one guy who's really angry and one guy who's on the table and he's just confused about everything. And when they're leaving, the guy who's confused is like, oh wait, they're leaving? And the guy's like, you're damn right they're leaving. You finally got something right.
Yeah, no, he literally, they go, we're leaving, we're out of here. How dare you? And then the guys, wait, they're leaving? Yeah. No crap. They left 30 seconds ago. How did you not notice that?
Yeah. So anyway, the two guys decide to go to Cleveland, not because they want to lose any heat that they've attracted based off this little mess up. They just want to go for a holiday.
Yeah, which makes sense. Sometimes you just want to play some poker somewhere else. You're like, man, we've swindled everyone here. Let's go to just so happens to be where my cousin went.
Yeah.
Good old...
They went to the aunt's house. Yeah.
Yeah, go to auntie's place and be like, hey, I love me some of that family. I've only been actively suppressing Hungarian on every call, but you know what, this time, I'm going to be like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go to the auntie's house. Before they leave, though, they pass this guy on the street. And please explain to me what this scene was.
How am I supposed to explain this to you, Sandro? I didn't know what was happening.
I don't know
I barely know how this film ended, let alone how this scene was supposed to go.
What do you mean? He rolls down his window and then he just berates a guy for being a factory worker, but then he gets sad about it afterwards.
Yeah, they're like, oh man, maybe I should have been nicer to that guy.
It's like,
what do you mean? Why weren't you nicer to that guy? You were kind of a dick.
That's so weird.
Why were you so mean to this one random dude?
Does anything cool happen while they're driving? I can't remember. I don't think so.
They talk about things.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I think they talk about the dog races.
Oh, yeah, they go, oh, yeah, I have a great feeling about these dog races. Nothing bad happens ever at dog races. I've never lost money in my life. I'm sure this isn't foreshadowing. We're just making up a plot at this point to try and pad out the time. Because look, there's not much of it.
It's not much here.
In this movie.
But anyway, they go to the auntie's house. She speaks to them in Hungarian. And Willie says, oh no, we're not hungry. Which is clever because one of them is not from Hungary. And both of them aren't currently hungry.
This is what I had problems with this film. This is the joke you bring up, and I'm like, this joke was dumb. Sometimes the jokes hit, sometimes the joke was this. It's a fun joke.
It was alright.
What am I kidding? It was a good time. But it was also dumb.
It was pretty silly. She's working at a hot dog place. They pick her up from there.
It was a great hot dog place.
Some guy asks her out to a movie. And she's like, all right, I'll go home and get ready. And then the aunt's like, you better take the other boys with you to this movie.
And she's like, no, what? No! No! I don't want to do... Auntie, no! Why would I do that? And she's like, you're going to do it, or I'm going to kill you. And she's like, all right, wow, that's a bit drastic. Why would you... Okay, calm down, Auntie. And then, we see her have a great awkward scene where they're all sitting in the movie theater, but the girl's in between the two guys, while the one guy that asked her out is to the side.
And he keeps looking at her.
Yeah, he's like, this is not what I wanted at all in any way, shape, or form.
I really appreciate as well how they went to see a kung fu movie, and all we hear of the movie is just people going whoa and just punching sound effects.
Oh my god, it sounded like people were banging. I'm not gonna lie, that was my one thought, was like, this sounds like people having far too great a time.
I like that scene a lot. I thought that was fair, because it goes on for so long. It's like 2 minutes. He's trying to pass her popcorn, and then the guy in the middle's like, oh yeah, I'll take some of this.
Yes. He's like, hell yeah, popcorn. I was just thinking I could use some popcorn. Nom, 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 nom. It's great. It's a good time.
They go back home, and we get one line, which I think this line sums up the movie perfectly. I hope you're ready for this. The line is, you know, it's funny, you come to some new places, but everything is exactly the same. That's the line.
That was my mind exploding at that revelation.
Is that what this movie's about? How going someplace new is
I'm
overrated?
I'm going to say no.
No, I don't think this movie was about anything.
I think it was just like a random documentary sort of thing. You know? It's a good time, though.
Anyway, want to hear a joke?
Oh, I'd love to hear a joke if it's related to this movie. Because they were so dry and deadpan.
So there's 3 guys, and they're walking down the street. One guy says to the other one, hey, your shoe's untied. He says, yeah, I know that. And then they walk... No. Okay, there's 2 guys, and they're walking down the street. One guy says to the other one, hey, your shoe's untied. He says, yeah, I know that. They walk a couple blocks further. They see a 3rd friend, and he says, your shoe's untied. Can't remember the joke. But it's a good one.
It's a great joke.
I wrote that whole thing. It was so funny.
It was a dumb joke. It was a very dumb joke.
And then, just to give you an idea, the way this movie works, that you have 2 seconds of, blackness. You fade in. A character's like, hey, want to hear a joke? That whole thing plays out. So he says, I can't remember the joke, but it was good. She says, oh. And then it fades to black.
That's it. That's the scene.
That's all
you get.
That's what the whole film is. It's just that over and over again. They plan to go to Florida. All 3 of them.
Oh, yeah?
Go to Florida.
Sounds like a good plan. I'm sure the auntie's really down for this.
Yeah, she's super happy.
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck? What do you fucking mean? Right? Which is understandable. I mean, you hear someone's having their life bogged down by this backwards, lame-ass place, and you're like, yeah, that sounds great. Why do you want to leave?
I can kind of see where the aunt's coming from, though. I mean, she's, probably in, her 70s. She's all alone in this cold...
Yeah, and all the kids just want to leave, and they're just causing trouble, and, why leave when you cannot?
They go and buy aviators.
Yeah, Look, the aviators maybe was stretching it a bit too far.
I like aviators. I think they're pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
They're a little overdone now. I think Terminator ruined them, but they're, they were cool before Terminator.
Terminator perfected them, and it's all been downhill from there.
That's true. Just like the Terminator franchise.
Oof. Big oof.
They go to a motel, and Willie's like, hey, Ava, hide in the back of the car so that we only have to pay for 2 beds.
Which is a totally reasonable request.
Yeah.
Wait, how did... You're just buying a room. Why are you paying for beds? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand this, actually. I was like, wait, why did she have to do that?
Well, because, I don't know. It doesn't add up because they get a foldable bed anyway. Did they bring that with them, or was that in the hotel?
Yes.
They brought that with them.
I'm going to specifically assume that they brought that with
If they brought that with them, then there's no reason why the hotel person would charge them more, unless the hotel runner was just a bit of a dick and he'd be like, you can't stay in the room without paying for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
It was strange. I did like the scene, though, with them all picking their beds and Eddie's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna very slowly open up this foldable bed for 2 minutes.
Yep.
Which was good.
I mean, what else were you looking for except for 2 minutes of just opening up this bed?
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of things in this movie. Is like you get to see the mundane bits as well, not just the action-filled ones.
That's very much this director's style, is mundane, the movie. But anyway, the dog races. Tell us about the dog races.
The dog races. Well, you see, I have a great feeling about the dog races, you see, because I have zero intuition. Literally zero. So I have no idea what the hell's going on at any point during this movie. And therefore, I'm having a great time. But my friends, you see, they have no idea what's happening. They haven't got a clue. They're dumb. They, have zero brain cells. Which is why I'm going to say that the dog races, I got a good feeling about them. Because then my friends aren't going to disagree because they have no idea what's going on. It makes sense to you, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens.
Are we going to go, though, to the dog races?
No? What? Didn't I just explain what happened? Doesn't that make sense?
But I got a good feeling about these dog races.
You got a good feeling? Well, we got to go to the dog races then. Let's go to the dog races. Bet everything.
Yeah.
You know, money, saving that up? Let's not do that. Let's spend everything on these dog races because I got a good feeling about them.
They spent everything, and they made sure before to tell you that they only spent $50 while staying with the aunt. They only spent $50, so they're not the sort of guys who would go around splurging, but they just go to the dog races and they put everything on it. You'd think they knowed better, these guys. Anyway, they lose it all.
You think, but they're dumb. So they'll lose everything. They're bad. They lose everything.
They're in the hotel and they're angry. For some reason, Willie keeps lighting matches and then dropping them on the floor. That's dangerous, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's a safety hazard. That's a no-no.
Don't do that.
That's a bad right there.
But anyway, then they go off to the horse races to try and win some more money. But Eva isn't allowed to go with them. So what does she do instead?
She just walks. She goes out to a pier and is like, man, those sexist pigs. And then some random guy walks up and is like, hey, you know Jimbo? Yeah, it's dumb old Jimbo. It's me. I don't want to owe any more money, so here's the money. He gives us just a pile of cash.
He gives her a pile of cash because she's wearing a hat. Because of the hat. Because he's like, oh, you're wearing the hat. There we go. Yep. He's great. I think that was this guy called Ramal Z, who is like a graffiti artist and like a rapper, and he does like painting and stuff like that. He kind of does everything, but he's like a big deal in the 80s. It was a big deal. So that was kind of cool that he just showed up for a second.
Hell yeah.
I like that scene as well, though, because she gets the money because this guy mistakes her for someone, and then immediately afterwards we cut to a scene where someone dressed in exactly what she was wearing walks up and is like, oh, he's not here, and then goes away.
Yeah, it's good. I love that in the background, just like, yep, that guy's boned. He's about to get hit up by the mob being like, where's my money? And he's like, I gave the money.
Yeah. What happened to that guy?
He died.
Probably did, though. We'll have to find out in an upcoming segment, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So she leaves half the money in the hotel room, takes the rest of it, goes to an airport, and she supposedly buys the last ticket to Budapest. Keep that in mind, the last ticket.
The very last one, you say? You mean there's no other ones after this one?
Nope.
Not a single one?
Just one ticket.
Interesting.
Willie and Eddie returned from the races. They won a lot.
Yeah, they won big time, because he had a bad feeling about the races, which means they won a lot of money. is literally exactly what happens.
There's a funny quote where Eddie sees the hat and he's like, "Is that Ava's hat? That looks like Ava's hat. Where did she get the hat?"
Where'd she get that hat? I like that hat. I want to get a hat like that. Obviously, that's her hat, because you don't own a hat like that, because you're dumb.
I don't own a hat like that.
So, where'd she get that hat? I want to know, Sandro. Tell me where you got the hat, Sandro.
I think they show her buying the hat. It's from like a convenience store.
Oh, well, there you go.
That's where she got the hat. Just go back to that part of the movie, take a screenshot, go there and
why didn't you record? Why didn't you go back to the movie? You see where she got the hat.
That's where she got the hat, man.
Well, she got the hat.
So they see her message, and then they go to the airport, and they're talking to the guy who sells tickets. And the guy's like, "She's going to Budapest. If you want to go catch her, you got to buy the last ticket to go to Budapest."
Which I think is extortion. You can't do that.
So Willie, he buys the last ticket because he's going to go on the plane and tell her to get off the plane.
Oh, absolutely.
And then the plane takes off and he's just going to Budapest by himself because she played them all.
Yeah, wait. So, okay, I need an explanation for the ending. Because I was a little confused. So they think she's going to Budapest because she wrote a thing that was like, "I'm going to go to Budapest."
I think she just said, "I'm going to the airport." She went and saw the latest departure. And then she told the ticket guy to tell people who come asking after her that she's on that plane. I think that's what she did.
Okay.
Which is probably illegal.
Yeah, I don't think that's illegal. That sounds perfectly reasonable in every way.
I think
Why
so.
would that be illegal?
So he's just going there by himself now, back to Hungary.
Yeah. I mean, would they have a lot of cash, so you could probably just fly back, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and the guy's like, "Oh man, I knew I had a bad feeling about this."
That's how the movie ends. He sees the plane taken off and he's like, "I knew I had a bad feeling about this."
And that's it.
And that's the movie. So this whole time he was denying his Hungarian ancestry. And
then the Hungarians came after him. In the end.
That's the film. That's Stranger Than Paradise.
That's the film. Yeah. What do you think overall, Sandro? What is your big old opinion, your big fat opinion? I think I know, but I want to know.
Oh, I hated it. It was so bad.
Really?
Boo.
Oh, yep.
Nah, it's good. It's a good movie. It's real. I did a you fake out.
Oh, I would never in my life do a fake out, literally ever. That's foreshadowing.
I mean, oh no, I really liked it, but compared to the director's other films, this one doesn't have a point, but it's very enjoyable to watch. And for that, like, it does feel like you're watching a documentary, which is very cool. So for those reasons, I'm going to give it a big old goodie. I think this is great and better than a lot of the stuff we've done.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I can definitely see why someone would not like it. But for me, it's very good. I think it's really good and a big goodie for me.
Nice.
What about you?
It was just not really my type of film, and just different because it was different. It didn't quite do it for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think it was an enjoyable, good film, but it wasn't my type of film. And I feel like this guy's probably done better things.
Yep.
I haven't seen any of it. I have no context.
Check out the zombie one. Check out the zombie one. You'll like it.
Yeah, the zombie one sounds very good.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see that.
So what are you gonna rate it?
I'm probably gonna give it an oldie. I'd say go check out his other things. Like, this isn't like super good, but it had a lot of things which I liked about it. I liked how slow paced it was. It wasn't crazy every 2 seconds, just go nuts. Everything's happening. Oh my God, it's Marvel. Both of our bad guys are just different color palettes of the other guys. That's every bad guy ever. Is just a different color swap of the good guy.
In every superhero's first movie, they're fighting the evil version of themselves. Yes, that is correct. Aside from Batman Begins, where he's fighting a scarecrow, but also fighting the evil version of someone that grew up where he did.
Yes,
so, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the mix-up. You throw in this, like, crazy bad guy, and people are like, whoa, I don't understand. This bad guy's different. I don't know about this movie. And then they have, like, but this guy grew up the same and has the same... Oh my God, I understand this movie now!
So, an oldie and a goodie is the rating for the Stranger Than Also, it's called Stranger Than Paradise. Does the title make sense to you in the end?
It was definitely... There was a guy, and then a girl came over, and she was sort of a stranger, because he didn't really know her very much. But then, that was it.
Yep. Sequel time.
Sequel time.
We're going to pitch some sequels or spin-offs or animated TV shows.
So I have a sequel for this one.
Alright, what do you got?
You have main characters. You have Joey McGee, which is, I'm sure is the name
Eddie?
of the sidekick. No, it's Joey McGee. I'm pretty sure it's Joey McGee.
Joey McGee, alright.
Oh, yeah. I'm changing his name in the sequel to Joey McGee. And Joester. Those are the...
Joey McGee and Joester? That sounds like a show you'd watch at like 9:30 a.m.
Yeah?
on Channel Go or something.
You have a problem with that, Sandro?
No, I'm all for it. Keep going.
Yeah. So Joey McGee and Joester, they're like, oh, we're from New York.
What's her name? Is it Joanna?
Yes. How did you know that? I was going to get to that. Wow. She starts a pro wrestling career where she wrestles alligators.
Wait, so she's moved back in with the auntie?
No. She's in Florida. The auntie's moved to Florida.
Oh.
Because she's like, I'm a lonely aunt. I want people to hang out with me. So she moves to Florida.
Right.
Meanwhile, the girl's wrestling alligators.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what you do in Florida.
Definitely something that was set up in the first one. That she can
Yeah.
wrestle alligators. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
No, she starts wrestling. Like, she finds something to do, and that just so happens to be wrestling alligators, which is what everyone does in Florida. The two guys, they're drafted because there's a war that breaks out. New York starts its own state government, and then starts a civil war in America.
Great. New York wants independence.
Yeah, because we're New Yorkers here. No. Hear me out.
All right.
So New Yorkers want independence because we're like, we've got the rats, we've got the trash. What does America have? Nothing for us. So we're going to start our own country. We're going to call it the Great Nation of New York. The New York Nation.
New York Nation.
It's going to be the best nation out there.
Yep.
So we start our own nation, but the problem is... America's a thing, and so we need to draft people into New York. So the New York guys are like, I don't know about this one. Should we join New York? Should we join America? But New York is like, we're being suppressed. People are coming in and taking our trash and rats, and we can't handle that.
We need a bit of war.
We need a bit.
They're taking out trash. We need a bit of wall.
We need a bit of wall to stop these foreigners taking our trash.
A wall made out of pizza boxes to stop them.
Yes. So yeah, they have a fight. There's a very dramatic scene where Joey, one of them, I can't remember which now, dies.
Oh no. The sidekick or the grumpy guy?
I'm gonna say the sidekick. The sidekick obviously has to die. He gets hit by a stray rat.
Aww.
Unlucky, you know?
Yeah, that's real bad.
In the fight of battle, and he loses a leg to a rat. And he's like, my leg! You gotta go on without me.
It's the scene where a rat gets shot at his leg and just slowly eats through it. And he's like, I'm losing my leg, man.
It's like, I don't want to touch that. That thing looks flea-ridden. Don't give me a disease. Absolutely not. Good luck with your leg, pal.
Dear. But what's she doing though? She's wrestling alligators. Does she come in the last second and start?
So that's how how they get through. It's like we're not making it. There's a big stalemate.
Yeah.
There's no progress being made, and then bam, they're like, we got to get the special forces in. Who shows up? Boom! It's her. It's Joanna. With her alligator squad.
Ah, yes.
And they pile drive their way through this cardboard wall.
How do they do that? What a miracle.
It's because the alligators just eat the rats.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit. The alligators
The
are
movie
like,
just ends.
well, that's just a snack. Yeah, and the movie ends with people and rats being eaten by alligators, and Joey standing above it all going, yep, that's how this is supposed to happen.
This is the chaos that I wanted to cause.
New Yorkers against New Yorkers.
Well, I've got two ideas for a sequel. One of them is an animated TV spin-off with Willie and Eddie. I mean, Joe and Joester. They go to various races and they bet on the races. And each week you're like, are they going to win or are they going to lose? And they get up to hijinks. That's one idea. That's
Wow.
terrible.
Wow, yeah. It's almost like this movie has, like, no plot, so it's really hard to make a sequel involving some sort of plot that was instrumental in the movie, because there was none.
Okay, the main
crazy.
idea I had, though, is
Ooh.
Ava, she's got this money, and the guy whose money she's got comes after her.
Oh, yes, I forgot about this plot line.
Yeah, not directly. So she goes back home, back to where the aunt lives, and she's working. She's working at the hot dog stand, and one day she comes back and her aunt's not in the house, and she's like, "Where'd the aunt go? Where'd the aunt go?" She gets a phone call, picks up the phone, and the phone's like, "It's me, the guy whose money you took. I kidnapped your aunt. You gotta come get her."
But you kind of, like, just gave me the money. Like, you just kind of forced it upon me.
It was a mistake on our behalf, and that's why we're not doing anything. We got your auntie a pizza. Your auntie's eating pizza. She's fine.
Oh, that's great to hear.
We haven't kidnapped her per se. We've just taken her to a bingo night where there's pizza.
Oh my god, you bastards!
And then Ava's like, "I'm gonna kill all of you."
I'm never gonna see my auntie again. How could you bastards?
She puts on some spandex and a mask.
That was not where I was expecting this to go.
She gets nunchucks and a katana, and she goes around killing random mobsters until she finds the right one.
Wow, that took a twist, to be honest. I was not expecting that. Wow, that's impressive.
It's called Kill Phil, which is the guy's name. The guy who kidnapped her, that's her name.
Ooh, boo. That was the best you could come up with in 10 seconds. Ooh.
There's flashbacks where she's being trained how to fight in Hungary by this guy called Phil. Turns out they used to know each other somehow. It doesn't come back. It doesn't get explained. She got trained by this guy.
Oh my, wow.
Yeah.
That is a wowie kazowie. Yeah, no, that gets a 20% on my tomato meter.
Oh, no, on everyone's tomato meter. It is the worst movie ever.
On a rational human being's tomato meter, yeah.
They keep the same style of editing, so, like, there's single shots of them drawing their swords, cuts to darkness for 2 seconds. Other person drawing their sword, cuts to darkness for 2 seconds. They stand off and they're like, "You gonna fight? I'm gonna fight." Then they go in, and then it cuts to darkness for 2 seconds. You look over here and they're fighting. It's really awkward, and I don't know why they made it.
Yeah, no, an action film with that sort of sequence would be very slow.
Yeah.
And not good in any way, shape, or form.
Anyway, we should move on.
Yeah, we should. Let's move on. Let's find something else to talk about. What do you think we should do next? What sort of segment of some sort should we try to attempt?
I want something without any opinions.
Any opinions?
No opinions.
Like whatsoever?
No.
That's asking a lot.
I don't want any opinions in my next segment. Thank you very much.
What about if they had like one or two? Is that fine?
I guess I could let one or two slide. Fine, if we must.
One or two. Okay, well that's good because we got it's the Raven reviews coming at you.
Okay.
That was almost a New Yorker accent, but then it wasn't.
No.
It's Raving Reviews. This is part of this show where I get some reviews for Rotten Tomatoes. They have names, they have people, they have reviews, they have opinions. Sandro, he has to guess the score.
Sure.
Starts off with Sarah, who says, "A boring plot. On paper, but I really enjoyed it." Aha! See? It was the setup. Remember the foreshadowing?
Foreshadowing. But I really like it. This is a 3.5 review.
What? You got it in one.
Bet I did.
Well done. How did you guess that? The next one. William.
Ooh.
William's like, art house crap. Nothing happens. Don't waste your time.
Yeah, but it's not about the nothing that happens. It's about the nothing in between the nothing. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh.
So what does William think?
0.5.
Nope, it's a 2 out of 5.
Wow.
Didn't you see the slightly positive aspects of art house crap, nothing happens, don't waste your time, Sandro?
Wow.
That's definitely a 2 out of 5.
Amazing. That's great.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, there's some redeeming qualities in the statement, don't waste your time.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear. Josh says, weird as shit, but somehow interesting.
Okay.
Cleveland rocks.
Sure. I think I'm going to go for a 3.
It is a 3.
Oh, I was...
Wow, okay. So far, you're doing really well.
All right.
Okay, I dare you to guess this one right. Kaladi says, hipsters are so boring. Full stop.
Are there hipsters in this? They're just kind of like... Unless people who like this movie are hipsters.
I mean, you might be a hipster. You do drink, like, IPAs just constantly, read comic books, and...
Comic books are not a hipster thing.
Comic books are absolutely a hipster thing.
I'm reading Dune at the moment. That's a hipster thing. Only hipsters read Dune.
Okay, we're both wrong.
Because only hipsters have the patience for that style of writing.
Ooh, only hipsters read books. That's true.
That's true.
You're reading the book instead of listening to it as an audiobook, so you are a hipster.
That review is a 2. Point nothing.
It's a 4.5. I don't know. Hipsters are boring was the whole review, and it's 4.5. No, I have no idea.
Oh, dear.
Mitchell, he says, Stranger Than Paradise is a modest film that says a lot about America in an honest, often humorous light.
No, it doesn't.
3.5 out of 4.
I think I'm going to go 4.
You got to go 4. Makes sense, and you're right.
Oh.
That's the math he did. That's the thing he put. Why he put 3.4? 3.5 out of 4? I don't know. He's
weird.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Ben, not fan of the show. Friend of the show or anything.
Oh.
This is different Ben.
Not the Ben that would like this movie.
No, Ben would love this movie, whereas this Ben says, fuck Jarmusch and his formula for boring, slow movies.
That's the point, though. It's a 1.
It's a 1. You're right. Wow.
I've got 4 points this week. That's crazy.
Wow. Holy crap. All right, well, let's see if you can guess this one, Sandro. Iris says, nothing really happens, everybody's bored, brilliant.
I like that. I like that review. That is very funny.
Yes, it is very fun. Nothing happens, everybody's bored. Brilliant.
I'm kind of hoping it's a 4.5 review.
It's a 5 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
5 out of 5 review. You were so close if you just committed. Iris loves this movie. That's a great review.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, Williams says, this is second time Williams references. I can't imagine two people with the same name William. Says, you could watch this movie, or you could just kill yourself nice and slow.
Oh, my goodness.
It doesn't make any difference.
That is awful, Will.
It's a slightly negative review, I feel.
Will should feel bad for writing that one.
Yeah, I liked his first review better.
It's 0.5, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's a 0. Yeah, this one's a 0.5, and that's all we had. Thank you very much.
Well, that is the show.
Woo!
Ugh. I was just checking it up just to confirm, and yeah, this movie, Stranger Than Paradise, was actually the first movie to do this sort of filmmaking. And it was very influential. So there we go. A late fun fact.
Interesting.
I don't really do fun facts anymore, but I did one for this one. This was a very influential movie because it was fresh, as you said.
And we do like a bit of fresh. Yeah, that was definitely the best part of this movie, was how actually fresh it was. Like, no joke. It was a nice, refreshing bit of cinema.
Speaking of fresh...
Ooh.
If you like this show, you should go and tell a friend about it with breath mints.
That would help me right now.
There is a 75% chance that your friend will listen to the show if you recommend it with breath mints.
Okay. How does breath mints come into this situation? I'm still confused.
Okay, so you've got the breath mints, and you're talking to your friend, and your friend's already picked it up. Your friend's already like, well, my goodness, this person right here really likes freshness and therefore anything this person recommends must be fresh. And so you recommend this podcast to them, and your friend would be like, what a fresh idea. I'm going to go listen to it.
Ooh, that hurt. That hurt to listen to, Sandro. You want to rephrase
That's fair
that,
enough.
or-
I was going to die on the hill that was good, but now I'm not. So you can do that if you want. That helps us out. Tell a friend. Review us on iTunes if you want. I really want other podcast apps to allow reviews. Come on, other podcast apps.
Yeah, what are you doing? Other podcast apps, what are you doing?
One day that'll happen.
It won't.
But no, probably not. But you can do that as well. Reviews and telling a friend helps us out. There's our YouTube channel. If you want to leave us a passive-aggressive message about how we were wrong about a movie.
We get a lot of those, and there's a place for you to send them. Not here. Go away.
Go to our YouTube channel for that. Or you can send us an email as well, oldiebuttygoodypod@gmail.com. There's Facebooks. You can message us. There is Instas. You can message me. Or message Zach. He won't see it.
I won't see it. I don't use that stupid app because I'm not a loser like you losers. You losers.
What a hipster you are.
Yeah, I really am. I am the most hipster of hipster, and I feel like I should have enjoyed this movie more, but I didn't. It's garbage. You're trash.
Well, that is the episode. Thank you for listening. As I mentioned, all links in the description.
Favorite quote time?
No.
Oh, yeah, we got to pick a movie first. Of course. I know how this show works. I've only been doing it for nearly 100 episodes. Sandro, would you like to pick the next film?
No.
All right, you've got Garbo, which, this is the best title. Garbo Talks.
Garbo Talks? Is that
Yes.
that's a movie title?
Yes, this is the movie title.
Okay.
Why is this Garbo... Garbo is a word that I've heard people use to describe something as a joke, as a non-word. This is a movie title. Garbo Talks. A dying mother wants to meet a famous celebrity before she dies.
Oh, because there's an actress whose last name is Garbo, I think.
Oh,
So maybe that's...
right. That's a Garbo last name.
So she wants to meet a famous person before. Oh, Carrie Fisher's in it, though.
Hey, that's an actor that I've seen in a few movies. Songwriter. That's the title of a movie.
These titles are bad this week.
We've got some good titles. A country music star tries to get their rights to to his song back.
No.
He wrote a song, and he's like, hey, I wrote that.
It's either that or it's...
And we have Comfort and Joy. Nope, no more comments. We're going to get through this. Comfort and Joy. Wow. The title's amazing. A radio DJ. How does Comfort and Joy happen? A radio DJ witnesses an attack on an ice cream van.
What?
And is led into a struggle between two Italian families over the ice cream market in Glasgow.
Well, that's obviously what I'm picking.
Why is this called Comfort and Joy? What about that was comforting or joyous?
I don't know.
What?
These titles. Garbo Talks, songwriter, Comfort and Joy.
A radio DJ witnesses an attack on an ice cream van and is led into the struggle between two Italian families over an ice cream market of Glasgow.
Maybe one of the ice cream trucks is called Comfort and the other one is called Joy? If so...
I hate that.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I hate that.
Well, I guess we will find out why it's called that next week, because I'm picking that one.
Yeah, no, that sounds incredible.
Next week, Comfort and Joy. Yeah, why? Those are some bad titles.
Yeah, those are really bad. People with whose job is to come up with a title. Don't be Garbo or talk. Don't write songs. Just come up with a good name.
All right, favorite quote time. What have you got?
Hey, I'm a New Yorker.
It's not a quote.
Hey, I'm Joey. That's my name in this movie.
No, it's not.
Hey, let's go to the dog races. I want to race some dogs because I'm gonna bet all my money on it. Yeah, let's go to the dog races. Hey, Joey, which is also your name.
That's my name.
Let's go to the dog
Where
races.
am I from?
I think you're from Australia, but then moved to New York.
I'm pretty keen to go to the dog races, but before we do that, I got something I need to tell you.
Oh yeah, what you got for me?
I got a joke.
Oh, you got a joke? I love jokes. Tell me the joke.
So three guys, they're walking down the street, and one guy says to the other guy, no, wait. No. Okay, so there's four guys, and they're walking down the street. Or maybe there's five. I'm going to say there's five guys, and they're walking down the street.
Right
now, one of
now.
them says to
Where's
the other
my
one, hey,
recording device?
your shoe's untied.
I gotta stop
and
this
then he
recording
says,
right now.
I know
Jesus
that...
Christ, this is killing me.
No.
I think a part of my...
No, there's
I think
two
I've
guys.
split.
There's
I
two
think
guys,
I'm Voldemort now.
and they're walking down the street.
Horcrux.
One guy says,
I've got a
hey, your shoe's
two
untied. He
Horcruxes.
says, I know
I think
that.
I've murdered people.
Then
That's
they
how
walk a couple
Horcruxes
more blocks
work,
and they
right?
come across three...
Why
no,
am
wait.
I referencing Harry
No,
Potter?
okay,
Is this joke still going?
There's three guys.
I
and
want to
They're
die.
walking down the
I'm
street.
going to kill
One
myself.
guy says to the other, hey...